Yo mateys, welcome back. This isn't necessarily going to be a top 5 or a top 10. These are just some figures I've bought this year so far that are really good and they surprise me and are awesome. Woo! And then there's some that are let's just say that they're not going to be that good at all. Let me give you a little insight into how I'm going to be doing all this. It's not necessarily going to be figures that were released in 2023. It's figures that I have purchased for my collection. So if it's stuff that came out 2 years ago and I acquired it this year, it's going to go in the running for top 10 figures at the end of the year. But any way you look at it, let's get into this. Splash. Start this video off. Let's go ahead and get to the bad ones. All right, starting out this list. I can't believe that this figure has been released 4 times so far, and it's Agent Ross.
Yep.
This is easily one of the most disappointing figures to ever have come out. Oh my God. Sole case in point is the suited body. Sure, this was good 12 years ago, but this is by far the absolute worst body that any Marvel Legend can come on beside Pizza Spidey. And it's for a character that nobody cares about at all. Of all the MCU characters that have been negated to get figures, this guy gets it. And he's gotten more releases than
that man.
I have 4. I have 4 Everett Scotts. When is this going to be retired? But this figure's hot trash. Nobody needs him. Nobody wants him. He is fodder bait. I don't even think you could give this figure away to somebody. Anyway, so that's number 5. Number 4 came out of left field. I thought I was going to absolutely love this figure, but it is just not what it needs to be. His articulation is just so basic and minimal. It's basically the Pizza Spidey body minus butterfly shoulders. I still haven't seen the movie. Not because I don't want to. I'm prone to epilepsy and I think the animation style could give me seizures. But anyway, you got Spot out there being the best of the best. And the Peter B. Parker figure is great. They just dropped the ball on this so much. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love Spider-Man 2099. But I just couldn't get behind this figure. Like, he was an immediate regret once I finally opened him and saw that he really didn't have much to him whatsoever. And the clawed hands, like, how could you not give him clawed hands? And I am very curious to know when Hasbro is going to give us the new 2099 body on the pinless joints instead of the same re-released Pizza Spidey body. Just go ahead and retire that buck as well. It's hot trash.
I'm so top heavy.
Number 3, Howard the Duck. His size versus the price point. I mean, it was just an absolute ridiculous thing. You can take, for example, an older figure like Deadpool from the Juggernaut wave. I mean, that man came with not only him, but too many accessories in the same exact price point that would be today. If it were released, you get this guy with an Ant-Man head. Just a complete waste of all money, in my personal opinion. But you slap some headphones on him, and he can become a really cool DJ. Number 2, Wang. Yeah, it's Age of Apocalypse Sabretooth. I just don't understand the look. I mean, I know the art style from the comics. I know what he's supposed to look like. But it's just not there for this figure. I mean, I'm not going to complain about tough knees. I mean, I'd rather be that than loose, but all of a sudden, here we go. Look at that. That just happened. We got some really good detail on fur sculpt on a single jointed elbow for some reason. The whole entire Age of Apocalypse wave just got the ball dropped on it. Like nothing but the oldest bucks possible. They probably knew that it wasn't going to sell because they were making a niche crowd happy. He seems too big. He doesn't have claws. The face, I mean, it's a fine face. It's just, I don't think that fits Sabretooth in my personal opinion. His outfit's weak. This is somebody's definitive Sabretooth also. He does have a cool posable ponytail though, so that's kind of cool. Anyway, last but not least, get ready for this. This is the most disappointing figure that I've paid money for this entire year so far. I can't even honestly stomach the idea of the Flash movie. I couldn't make it through the first 10 minutes. I had to YouTube the fights with Michael Keaton and stuff, and dude, clearly that's not Michael Keaton. That's not an aged man at all fighting in the bat suit of it. I hate that Michael Keaton discredited his Batman by making that movie. And the suckiest part about this figure is I found it at an FYE when I was on vacation. And this thing cost $44. $44 for this trash. It's a regret that I will never forget. I love you, Michael Keaton. These are some of the top 5. Here we go. Ned B. Ned B. Yes, indeed, it be Ned B. I'm a huge fan of humanoid robots. I think they're awesome. I don't care for Transformers. It's not my deal. With this guy, though, I was blown out of the water in terms of his posability and his hidden articulation, too. I've never seen a droid with butterfly shoulders. Like, it was, I couldn't think of butterfly shoulders. It was crazy, dude. Like, just the amount and range of movement on him. Oh my God, I don't have my finger pointer. I just wish that this little box wasn't on there. It really kind of hinders how much farther he can go down. The range of movement on him and all the stuff that he can do. I don't know, man. I wasn't expecting it. I thought he was just going to be kind of like a clunky, mediocre at best type figure, just something cool to look on a shelf. This Bumblebee looking bastard is a superstar. For anybody who knows my channel, you know I love Scud. And this thing just looks like one beefy Scud. That's Ned B. I like his little Mjolnir hammer too. Little Mjolnir hammer is pretty sweet too. Pew! Oh yeah. So I have no idea what suit this is, what comic run this Iron Man is from whatsoever. The one thing I do know is he has amazing articulation. He's got a double jointed neck. And I like that it's not Robert Downey Jr.'s mask. He's absolutely phenomenal in every way. He is such a slept on, not talked enough about figure. Everybody's stuck on the whichever one came out with the Chode wave. The Artemis one they have coming out now. I think it's Artemis. I don't know. There's too many different suits for me to keep up with. Everybody just let this one fall by the wayside because it looked weird, I guess. But it gives me a Sin City feel, and I like that because I love me some Frank Miller. But it just looks so good. And there is not a single thing wrong with this figure. Good thing I like about this figure too, besides him being on sale at Ollie's right now for $9.99. Ollie's, good stuff, cheap. His blast effect hands are the kind that have hinges. But yeah, man, it's just, God, it just works so much better. I can't love it enough. You know what I'm talking about. Personal favorite, this one definitely will be in the top 10. Everybody's seen it, everybody knows it. Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man. This figure, it's not the most posable in terms of what it could have been. Maybe we had some boot cut in there, maybe a wider range for the hips, even though they are drop down. It's still not the most posable Spider-Man like it should be. This thing makes a fantastic MCU Spider-Punk figure. I was in love with this as soon as I made this. I did another video about this some time back. He just looks too good. It just worked out too well with the Spider-Punk head being the white striped also. And I mean, it's not 100% perfect, but the silver and the white match so well together that it's a no-brainer in my world. Yeah, buddy. He definitely makes my Spider-Man display pop a little bit more. Let me introduce Human Bill. Fortnite figure. I believe he is from Jade. No, it's not Jade, it's Jax. He has appeared in multiple videos and shorts about just how much I was blown away by this guy. He's a 3 3/4 inch alien in a Men in Black suit. He's one of the most articulated figures that I definitely have in my entire collection. Surprisingly fun too, man. But he's got like a hidden ab crunch, so he's got an upper torso swivel. And he's got a diaphragm bend. So, I mean, he can just literally get into any of the craziest positions and poses. I don't know if he's still out there at all. I got mine on clearance. I think I have, yeah, I got 3 of them. Can you have good guy army builders, or are army builders only bad guys? Question to everybody. Shout out in the comments. Man, he just hits everything, dude. He's so fun. I think he's definitely an attention grabber if you just have him randomly set up in some display. Literally, he can fit in Star Wars displays. He can fit in Marvel. He can fit in anything. He's an alien. Aliens are tiny. Alleged aliens. He comes with a sweet-ass little UFO. Posable little seat. It's nice. So you can just have like a bunch of Men in Black aliens just hanging out in UFOs, chilling. Last figure, G.I. Joe Classified Bats. I have the original version and I got 2 of these guys. I really like these just from the color scheme alone. And it's just so gorgeous the way the colors just react with each other. They pop, they match, but at the same time they are not matching at all. I love the red visor. The flamethrower effects look so much better. So much more intimidating. Because they cast the arms in black plastic, it kind of hides all the detail that's in there. but at the same time, it's almost kind of like scary. Like, why do his arms look like that? Getting close, bam! Because they're gauges, tubes, and dials. If I ever come across the Arctic Bat, I'm definitely going to pick up maybe one or two of those for sure, because I want that chainsaw blade hand. I chose these 5 figures, though, because they all brought something new, to me at least, that I wasn't expecting. Whether it be from hidden articulation to surprise accessories, favorite looks, custom possibilities, if it surprised me and I had a lot of fun with it, and especially if you look back on my shorts, if I made a video of the figure, like a Pose music video, then yeah, I really appreciated that figure a lot. Now what we gotta do is we gotta get into some honorable mentions here, motherfuckers. Honorable mention number 1. Boom. So if you gotta know anything about me, I absolutely love horror movies, and I absolutely love, easily top 3 horror movies of all time is Killer Clowns from Outer Space. If I see some stuff related to it and it looks somewhat movie accurate, I'll pick that up. I saw these surprisingly at Target, had no idea they even existed. And I try to keep up with as much NECA stuff as I can. These slipped under my radar, and when I saw them, I freaked out. Like, the cotton candy effect, so good. And it's like, it's almost movie accurate. Of course, it does have some kind of cartooniness to it, but anything NECA puts out with Killer Clowns, this boy's gonna have it. Yeah, boy. What I want to say first about Hasbro's Fortnite figures is they're not for everybody. I hold no correlation to Fortnite. I've never even touched the game before. I don't know if that's weird to say or not. But the figures are so good though, man. There's things that could make them a little bit better, but it's like, I think these figures can really work with anybody's display. It just depends on where you put them at. I mean, if you don't like a head though, I mean, this isn't really the head that came with her. This is Squirrel Girl, Future Custom. The articulation is so good on these figures. The few figures that I have picked up from this line, they all have double ball necks, joints, butterfly shoulders, 2 abs, whether it be a crunch or 2 swivels together. They got boot cuts, thigh cuts. She's got DJEs. She has SJEs, and that's a new one to us. Most of these figures are debuting at Burlington Coat Factory, so I mean, you can find them for $6 to $7. So there we go. I'm giving a big shout out to Rocket. Of all the versions that Marvel Legends have put out of him so far, it sucks that it took the very last one to be the best. I mean, the paint definitely is just, it's there, it's on his face, but it just doesn't look like Rocket really. His body though, and the articulation, it is so good for somebody who's so small. To give him the articulation that Hasbro chose to, I mean, bravo. Woo! Thank you. One of the possibilities that a lot of people, I guess, don't think of, or at least I haven't seen in the customization world, is you got a little bitty human dude here. You can drop the hands and the head, pop on something else. If anybody wants to go check out my video, I believe it is Summertime Fun Pickups. I talk about this guy and my plans with him. He's just a great figure, man. He like surprised the crap out of me. I bought 2 of him for full price. Should have waited a week and it would have been down to $7. But anyway, that's Rocket. I know it's a little off kilter, but I didn't really want to break this thing out. So Mojo is also going to be one of my honorable mentions for this year. His skin color's not there. I think it definitely needs to be a little bit more yellow. I can definitely take care of it. But he's great. I mean, he is fantastic. And I found this dude on clearance for like, I think $24. So that's a big bastard for $24. And I was more than happy to put him in. So this is where my bad boy's at. Yeah. I'm going to say, in keeping things different, I'm going to throw my last honorable mention to T-Rex. It's a phenomenal figure. It is absolutely great. The articulation, the points of articulation it has is absolutely insane. Oh shit. Like, it even has this. The realistic detail, the sculpt and paint, I mean, it all just works really well. They gave him an articulated tongue. It's astounding. But yeah, I mean, this is where he chills. And a funny thing about it too, a little cool thing I'm going to do that I haven't seen anybody else ever do. I think I only have 2 more figures to get. I'm going to make this my Indian in the cupboard set. And let's go ahead and be sure that we definitely leave comments. Let me know all your thoughts about your favorite figures so far, what you thought about my list. Let me know what you like so far this year.
Don't forget to hit the notification bell, you silly wooden spoon. Meeting adjourned.